The Baloch are looking not for Sharia, they are looking for separation from Pakistan.
Correct.
The TTP doesn't want Pakistan to break.
Sir.
They want Sharia in Pakistan. Pakistan आर्मी दोनों को तंग कर रही है. Let's pool our resources.
दासू डैम पे भी अटैक करा, वहाँ पे पहले मार दिए थे, फिर बाद में दो बार तो दासू पे अटैक हो गया, फिर कराची पे सर.
When a Baloch child is born, he is born without shoes. When he grows up, every step he takes is on gold. कि इतना ज़ख़ीरे हैं उनके mineral reserves can enrich the whole thing.
सर मारंग बलोच ने गलत क्या करा, मुझे अब तक ये समझ में नहीं आया.
Again, they don't know how to tackle it. They do not know how to tackle a person who is asking for their rights under the constitution. The civil rights movement, they find very scary. हमारे fathers are missing, brothers are missing, children are, sons are missing. और आप कितना धमकाओगे, क्या धमकाओगे?
Why did Imran Khan shut off CPEC? Chinese को पहले realize नहीं हुआ before they invested, because Pakistan has never repaid anybody, sir, in living memory. I mean, ये 24वीं बार IMF के पास जा रहे हैं. So they are professionals at it. ये मांगने में तो professional लोग हैं.
पाकिस्तान का biggest economic problem is the debt. They have to repay $100 billion in the next 3 years.
Yes, sir. अच्छा, everybody in Pakistan is a dictator in uniform or out of uniform, sir. When Nawaz Sharif was, Nawaz Sharif ने अपने गुंडे भेज के सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जजेस को पिटवा दिया, sir. Civilian prime minister.
He wanted to become Amirul Mu'mineen.
Amirul Mu'mineen.
There was this thing.
The commander of the faithful. Netflix, Amazon Prime, छोड़ो. Follow Pakistan entertainment यहीं पे. Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Gap, the Gaurav Arya podcast. We've had so many guests. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Viewers, we have Mr. Tilak Devasher. He's a former civil servant, author, and currently member of the National Security Advisory Board. He's written some wonderful books, which we will discuss. And today we are going to talk to him generally about Pakistan. Sir, very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Gaurav. Thank you for inviting me.
It's such a pleasure to host you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I'll start off by, sir, you've written the book, The Pashtuns. And that gives a background that also speaks majorly about the Pashtun mindset. Now, according to me, and my knowledge is superficial in this regard, sir, I'll be very honest, but to me there are two kinds of Pashtuns or Pathans. I may use these words interchangeably, sir. एक प्यार वाला पठान, एक मार वाला पठान, सर. दो किस्म के पठान हैं. अच्छा, प्यार वाला पठान है, सर, पश्तून तहफ़्फ़ुज़ मूवमेंट का. The Pathan who is saying that within the constitution of Pakistan, I want my rights. जहाँ पे माइंस लगाई हैं डीमाइन कर दो, जो बंदे आपने डिसअपियर कर रखे हैं उनको वापस दे दो, आर्मी के ऑपरेशंस ऐसे आप इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट मत करो कि आर्टिलरी और ये सब कर रहे हो, and all these things, and we want our rights within the framework of the Pakistani constitution. So whether it is Ali Wazir, whether it's Mohsin Dawar, whether it's Manzoor Pashtun, XYZ, so जो भी उनके leaders हैं. And then there is Marwala Pashtun, which is the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, sir. The Pakistani government has decided or has already banned the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement, जो कि प्यार वाले पश्तून हैं. And they are left-leaning, sir, all of these, they are leftists. Yeah, Ali Dawar and also they are known leftists. So they are not challenging the sovereignty of Pakistan. ये क्या पाकिस्तान का mindset है? What is their mindset that you ban these guys and almost mollycoddle the other guys? Because Imran Khan said, ना 5,000 को बसा दो यहाँ पे tribal areas में, get them back, they're after all our own people and all that. Whatever happened in the past, I'd like your answer on this.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. A couple of things.
Sure.
You see, for the Pakistan army, if you look at the last 70 years, especially in the case of Bangladesh, they find it easier to fight with someone or to neutralize someone who picks up the gun. Because as the saying goes, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yes,
जहाँ कोई आवाज उठी है उसको ठोको.
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest mistake they're doing with the Pashtuns. The PTM, they don't know how to handle a civil rights movement. The minute PTM picks up a gun, they'll be finished. Finished in the sense that they will go off, army will go after them. They haven't picked up a gun. It's a civil protest, as you rightly said, within the framework of the constitution. That they don't know how to deal with it. In Mujib, they didn't know how to deal with those 4 points. So, suppress them. Similarly, they're doing with the Baloch. The same Baloch Jagyati committee was holding a national gathering in Gwadar in June.
Yes.
Tehs-nehs kar diya. They stopped Marang Baloch from traveling to New York to, for the Time magazine thing.
Sure.
So, This is the basic problem with the Pakistan army. That PTM, because they are non-violent, उनको suppress कर दो. TTP, जो आप कह रहे हैं मार वाले पश्तून हैं, उनको वो टैकल करना नहीं सकते. They're not able to handle it. All these years when they were fighting in Afghanistan, they were good Taliban. कि वहाँ अमेरिका और नेटो को आपसे आज आकर लड़ाई करो. The minute they said कि वहाँ का जिहाद खत्म हो गया, अब यहाँ जिहाद करते हैं. And they've got access to the American weaponry. Night vision,
there are thermal visions, sir. There are carbines. There are so many things. State of the art stuff.
They've got that. They are better equipped today, at least for the short term, than the Pakistan army. तो उससे वो थोड़ा डरते हैं. Otherwise, this operation Azm-e-Istehkam, which was announced with great fanfare by Asim Munir. Now they're saying, no, वो military operation नहीं है. Because they know if you want to take on TTP fully, and they've got a shelter in the background of Afghanistan. So the easier option is to go after the PTM. लग रहा है कि कुछ कर रहे हैं. And this PTM Jirga, this is the third or the fourth in the series. I mentioned in my book there were 2 or 3 earlier Jirga, where for the first time, Pashtuns from all over, different political parties, different tribes, all came together to produce or to say a कौमी एजेंडा क्या होना चाहिए पश्तूनों का. कितनी मार धाड़ हो रही है हमारे. We have suffered for 20 years. The biggest victims of what the violence in Afghanistan are the Pashtuns.
Correct.
So this would have been the next in line, fourth. First, I think ANP had organized it once. Mahmood Khan Ajagzai's party had organized. And everybody, including JUIF, state governments, everybody sort of participates there as Pashtun. It's a Pashtun issue.
Sure.
The army is scared of that. In case in this Pashtun Qawmi Jirga, they come up with some resolution regarding Pashtunistan or the Durand line. What will they do then? So unko karne se pehle hi unko try and disrupt it. So that's why this is done, that they find it easier to tackle the PTM, suppress it, because they can't deal with the civil rights movement. But TTP, which is, armed, they know they can't fight with them. Otherwise, every day, reading between January to August, there have been 757 kills. People have died. Security forces, army, police, civilians. In August, 100 people were killed because of what the Baloch did on the anniversary of Akbar Mukti. So, despite this kind of a thing, they want to be seen कि हम कुछ कर रहे हैं. तो
ये कर रहे हैं.
PTM को वो कर दो. They can't even tackle this PTI's government in KPK. Ali you mean Gandapur?
Sir, Gandapur गायब कहाँ पे हो जाता है? मुझे एक समझ में नहीं आता. This is the second time he has disappeared. वो chief minister है.
फलाई मखलूक आके उसको ले जाती है. Then sends him transport से from Islamabad to Peshawar और वहाँ पहुँच जाता है.
Software update के बाद सर. अच्छा, you mentioned JUIF sir, and that they are trying to. अब मुझे तो पाकिस्तान से फोन आया सर कि अरे मेजर साहब आपने सुना है कि वो मौलाना डीजल को अटैक कर दिया, उसके ऊपर दे ट्राई टू ब्लो हिम अप और समथिंग, दे अटैक्ड हिज हाँ कुछ वो बच गया सर. 2-3 बार उनके ऊपर अटैक हो चुका है. अच्छा, माय क्वेश्चन इज हियर दैट द क्वेश्चन दैट आई विश टू आस्क इज लाइक द पाकिस्तानी आर्मी ये ऑपरेशंस करे, ये ऑपरेशन ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ पुश बैक फ्रॉम द लोकल पॉपुलेस आल्सो. नाउ there is this thing in Pakistan that the Baloch and the Pashtun militant groups have united, sir. Baloch Liberation Army and Tehreek. Now, they have different aims. Is this a marriage of convenience? कि आज मिलके पाकिस्तान आर्मी के खिलाफ operations करते हैं, कल का कल देख लेंगे, because one is a separatist movement, the other one wants Nizam-e-Mustafa and they want separate things actually.
So actually they are totally very divergent. They are 180 degrees apart. Yeah. But since the enemy is common, so I think the level of interaction and cooperation with them is that the TTP helps them go to Afghanistan, find bases, R&R के लिए. The Baloch have allowed them logistic support in the Baloch areas of Balochistan. Sharing of weapons, sharing of tactics. You see, पहले Baloch suicide bombers नहीं थे. Started up very late. And this they have learned from the TTP. The propaganda effort of both is amazing. Whenever the BLA does some activity, it is amplified by Umar media. जो टीटीपी का रेडियो.
So,
Similarly, जब टीटीपी कुछ करती है, the बलोच, वाह, that kind of a thing.
Yes, sir.
So I think the cooperation is at that level.
sir.
Though, according to the former Home Minister, Rehman Malik, he made a claim in 2012 that BLA and the TTP are cooperating with each other. No one took him seriously at that time. But after Noor Wali Masood became the head of the TTP,
तहरीक तालिबान से. हाँ.
उसने ना बहुत सारे स्प्रिंटर ग्रुप्स को ज्वाइन करा लिए फिर से, जो had left because one reason or the other. So he is a very inclusive sort of a person, and he is now articulating Baloch missing persons issue.
Even the Gul Bahadur group and all these, सबको बोला कि चलो.
And there are two groups which have joined, started cooperating with them. One is Aslam Baloch group,
Sure.
and one is, I forget the name of the person. So gradually, this is the way to expand. But you are right. The Baloch are looking not for Sharia, they are looking for separation from Pakistan.
Correct.
The TTP doesn't want Pakistan to break.
Sure.
They want Sharia in Pakistan. You see, so objectives ultimately will clash, sometime or the other. But for the moment, it's a tactical alliance. क्या Pakistan army दोनों को तंग कर रही है? Let's pool our resources.
I was speaking to somebody in Peshawar, sir, and he's from Peshawar, though he's now in Karachi, and I said कि TTP तो टेरर आउटफिट है, आप सपोर्ट क्यों कर रहे हो TTP को? नहीं मेजर साहब, हम सपोर्ट नहीं करते TTP को, लेकिन एक बात तो हम समझते हैं और हमारा भरोसा है इस बात पे कि खुद मुख्तारी अल्लाह की होती है. सोवरेनिटी बिलोंग्स टू अल्लाह अलोन, एंड देयरफॉर वी डोंट. अच्छा, इम्पेकेबल इंग्लिश, पढ़ा लिखा बंदा सर. It's not like he's somebody from the back of beyond. No. Well read, articulate, and he was quoting geopolitics, sir. He was quoting stuff, which means that he's aware of what is going on. And this person said that sovereignty belongs to Allah alone. He says कि मैं इस बात पे बिल्कुल यकीन नहीं रखता, ये पाकिस्तान का जो आइन है ये गलत है और ये सब एंड शरिया नाफिज होना चाहिए. और ये, ओ मैंने बोला यार आप एक बात बताओ, that's a country of almost 24-25 crore people. It's not a small country. It's not like it's not like some small defunct. It is defunct, but it's not like some small country. It has its own weight. Pakistan has its own weight. So there are people, sir, which I have realized after talking, there are people within Pakistan, well-read, articulate, who actually support in some ways what the TTP is doing. If not the violence, at least the end aim of ki Sharia nafiz hona chahiye.
You see, for the Baloch, the reason why this particular insurgency is now for 17-18 years. It has continued.
Sure.
Unlike the previous insurgency, which used to die out after 2 years, 3 years maybe, is because the faith that the Baloch have that we can get independence only when Pakistan breaks. This is a firm conviction with them. Otherwise, they know what an uphill task the Pakistan army, the 6th largest army in the world or whatever, उनके खिलाफ लड़ना कोई जोक नहीं है. Attrition करेंगे, but आगे क्या होगा? So, but they have this belief.
Where does the belief come from?
It's a self-belief. It's a self-belief that they have. If Bangladesh could do it, look what the Taliban have achieved. So Pakistan को एक धक्का और दो. That's the only way we'll get independence. Because Iran is not supporting the Baloch. Afghanistan won't support the Baloch to break away.
Sure.
Because there's a large Baloch area in Afghanistan too. And Helmand and other places like that.
Even in Iran, sir?
हाँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ, ईरान में है, सिस्तान बलूचिस्तान.
Sistan, Balochistan, Helmand.
So this is all part of Kalat till the Brits came and they Goldsmith line they drew to give some territory to Persia so that they don't act against the British.
Sir, I want to know about these attacks on the अभी 2-3 Chinese इन्होंने मार दिए कराची में सर, एयरपोर्ट के बगल में. The Pakistani media tried to hide it, saying that ये तो टैंकर, फ्यूल टैंकर, ऑयल टैंकर ब्लास्ट हो गया. फिर some group started saying कि तो गैस सिलेंडर के कुछ ट्रक जा रहे थे वो ब्लास्ट हो गया, and all that. बाद में पता लगा. अब इन्होंने सर दासू डैम पे भी अटैक करा, वहाँ पे पहले मार दिए थे, फिर बाद में 2 बार तो दासू पे अटैक हो गया है. फिर कराची पे सर कन्फ्यूशियस इंस्टीट्यूट, वहाँ पे 3 मार दिया था. वुमेन सुसाइड बॉम्बर सर,
The first one.
I was so surprised. A woman Baloch suicide bomber. Why are they specially and specifically targeting the Chinese, sir? And they targeted Japanese because they thought they were Chinese.
गलती लगी.
उनको लगा कि एक ही जैसी शक्ल है, इनको भी ठोको. So that is what it was, and thankfully the Japanese survived. But why are they specifically targeting the Chinese?
You see, they are targeting Chinese for 2 reasons. They don't want CPEC. They feel that CPEC, which China is pumping in money, will ultimately lead to their population getting further reduced because there will be mass migration from people from other parts of Pakistan and then Chinese labor itself. So they will become a minority in their own province. Second, they know the Chinese are a big supporter of Pakistan. They are propping up Pakistan. तो उनको मारेंगे, वो यहाँ से भाग जाएंगे one step closer to the objective of breaking Pakistan and getting independent. But so Chinese are, have a target on their back.
Yes, sir. Anytime, sir. But why don't the Baloch? I'm just being the devil's advocate here, sir. मैं एक सवाल आपसे ऐसे ही पूछ रहा हूँ काउंटर का. Why don't they look at it like this that अगर CPEC आएगा तो वहाँ पे तरक्की होगी, तो हमारे हालात बेहतर होंगे, तो हमारा लेवल ऑफ जो हमारा लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड है वो बढ़ेगा बलोच का, वहाँ पे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ेगा, जॉब्स. They aren't looking at that angle?
Because the experience they've had for the last 70 years shows that all the benefits of whatever Balochistan has goes to Punjab. Take sui gas. 50 से यहाँ पे गैस निकल रही है. Quetta में कितने, I think just about 10-12 years ago the gas went there.
So,
most of the district headquarters don't have gas. Whereas all Punjab, KPK and Sindh are running sui gas even in their homes. Factories to chhodo, even in their homes, it's sui gas. Then Rekodik, Sandinik mines, all this, no benefit has come to the Baloch.
Even the fishes, sir. वो मछली मारने का भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट चाइनीज को दे रखा है.
Yeah, and there the trawlers doing deep sea. So जो अगली नस्ल होगी ना fish की, that is being destroyed because that trawler just trawls
everything, sir.
And digs up the floor and the ocean floor. इनका livelihood का क्या होगा? So they are saying if you don't, you see for example, in the Murray area there are large gas and oil reserves. The Baloch have ensured that anybody who enters the Murray area for prospecting, he won't go back on his feet. They say, why should we let our resources go to benefit Pakistan? ठीक है, हम weak हैं, we can't exploit our own resources, but इनको भी नहीं exploit करने देंगे.
So Murray has oil and gas, sir?
Yes, Murray territory, the tribal territory here, which they have not allowed anybody to explore.
And even Imran Khan was saying that off the Karachi, this thing, the beach and the this thing of Karachi, that there is oil and gas and Pakistan is floating on oil. Oh, that is gas.
That is gas. अभी भी recently
not natural gas, that is Imran Khan gas.
अभी recently फिर आया.
हाँ, कि
the
हमारे
world's largest reserves.
हाँ,
कहाँ है भाई? कुछ तो बताओ.
अच्छा हाँ, वो मतलब छोटी बात कभी नहीं करते पाकिस्तानी, मतलब कि एक पाकिस्तानी टेलीविजन एंकर था, स्टैंडिंग समवेयर इन सिंध, सेमी एरिड एरिया, एंड ही सेज मेरे पाँव के तले $250 बिलियन के कोल रिजर्व्स हैं, और अगर इसको सरकार, हमारी गवर्नमेंट इसको निकाल दे तो फिर पाकिस्तान की मैशत दुनिया की टॉप 5 और क्या इंडिया को पीछे छोड़ देंगे. एंड दे से इट विद सो मच ऑफ कन्विक्शन एंड देयर इज नथिंग बट मड, एंड दे से इट विद सो मच ऑफ कन्विक्शन. सो यू आर सेइंग सर कि मरी के आसपास या जाइए, there is some reserve, and Balochistan is mineral rich, but the Baloch have had enough, honestly, and they're saying that our past experiences do not allow, because we know
what will happen.
This will all go to Lahore. It's Pakistani Punjab that will flourish, and we are getting nothing.
So now, just tell you inside, very interesting story in Balochistan. Sorry, it's a saying that when a Baloch child is born, he's born without shoes. When he grows up, every step he takes is on gold. कि इतना ज़ख़ीरे हैं उनके mineral reserves can enrich the whole thing. Whole province can grow if they were benefited Balochistan. But experience shows to them that this will never happen.
And why would the Pakistani Punjabis do that, sir?
Punjabi, he is a dominant force.
54% almost.
Yeah. So, and what does Balochistan bring to the table? They have 16 MNAs. Karachi or Lahore have more MNAs than the whole of Balochistan.
For population थोड़ी सी जरूरी है.
No, whatever the reason.
Sir.
So any government in Islamabad feels कि why invest in Balochistan? 16 तो उनके MNA हैं. हाँ, when there is a tight contest, then these guys, unfortunately, the political engineering which the army has done,
Sir.
there is no genuine politician, Baloch. एक था बेचारा अख्तर बेंगल.
Sir.
With great amount of disgust, he has resigned from the National Assembly. He said for 2 days he's been trying to speak. He wasn't given an opportunity to speak. And when he did finally get an opportunity, somebody said the quorum complete नहीं है, and the house was adjourned. So उसको बाहर जाकर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में रिजाइन करना पड़ा. And he said, अगर मैं अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स के बारे में कुछ कर नहीं सकता क्योंकि मुझे डिबेट अलाउड नहीं है और ये हाउस बलूचिस्तान प्रॉब्लम डिस्कस भी नहीं करना चाहता, तो मैं यहाँ कर क्या रहा हूँ. And he warned Pakistan that now the situation is, Pakistan is beyond me. It's even beyond Marang Baloch. it will now be taken over by people on the hills and the youth. The horse, he said, has bolted. Basically saying कि
खत्म हो गया.
खत्म हो गया.
हाँ.
आप कुछ भी कर लो, खत्म हो गया.
अच्छा सर, एक बात बताइए, अकबर बुख्ती को मरवाया परवेज मुशर्रफ ने. He got Akbar Bukhti killed. Do you think that was a point of inflection in at least Baloch politics and Baloch separatism? Because Akbar Bukhti was initially, sir, he was not this radical element who said कि सबको मार दो. He was not like that, sir. बात यह है कि what many Baloch tell me is that we have been pushed into a corner and now जो आपने बोला ना कि take to the hills वाला, he says it's not that we are happy going to the hills, but you leave us with no choice. So ये अकबर बुख्ती का क्या केस है सर कि इस तरह क्यों ऐसा धक्का दे दिया?
You see, because the ego of Pervez Musharraf. The contract for Sui gas was to be renewed, and Bukhti used to get some royalty out of the gas because it is his area.
Yes.
Musharraf did not want to negotiate or negotiating at a lower price or something like that. And Bukhti said, sorry, yaar, how can you do this to me? And wo ego ke banga mein, Musharraf's famous statement, you won't even know what hit you.
हाँ, मिसाइल कहाँ से आई, कहाँ से?
I said, so because of that, he got antagonized.
So,
Then when they attacked him, fired a whole lot of rockets into his mud house, into his house. It killed the village of Hindus behind his house who were living under his protection. Unko maar diya. Then he said, I'm off. Then he took to the hills. And Musharraf, you see the biggest, again, just digressing a little bit. Earlier, Zia, for example, he handled the Baloch issue in a political manner.
so.
You see, he dropped the Hyderabad conspiracy case. He released from jail Ataullah Mengal, Khair Bakhsh Bari, Ghaus Bakhsh Vision, जो किसी को मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट के लिए यूएस से भेज दिया, किसी को मर्सिडीज दे दी, किसी को. So right from 1977, when Zia took over, till 2000s, there was relative quiet and peace in Balochistan. Musharraf, commando, मैं ठोक दूंगा इनको. What the hell do they think?
कारगिल भी उसने ऐसे ही करा था सर. मैं ये कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा. Then फिर बनता नहीं है कुछ.
And they filed a case against Akhtar Bengal.
जी.
He used to be brought inside the courtroom in a pinjra. In a cage, he was brought. That's the kind of humiliation they did with the Baloch. With Akhtar Bengal. So Akhtar Bengal's point, one interesting thing is, he was the last of the moderate politicians. Baki sab bakaye hua hai. There's Shah Zain Bukhti hai ya Kakad hai. These are all bikau. He was the last genuine moderate Baloch politician who could have served as a bridge between the centre and the disgruntled Baloch youth.
बेइज्जती करती है उसके बीच.
Basically, and he had to resign. So now, अब तो उनको आमने सामने है ना. You have the freedom fighters. People keep calling them terrorists or insurgents. I think we should call them freedom fighters.
They are freedom fighters.
Yeah. Between freedom fighters and the state government, the federal government and the army, there is nobody in between to play the role of a bridge. One other bridge player could have been the civil rights movement, Marang Baloch Jagdeti Committee. There was a single point agenda. जो हमारे missing persons हैं, tell us, are they dead or alive? And now in Balochistan, people say, अगर किसी को उठाना है, उसको मार दो extrajudicially. So हमारी उसकी कब्र तो खोजेंगे and we know he is there. Somebody who's missing for 15 years. And she wrote in one of these articles that is she a widow or she is a half widow? हमें पता ही नहीं कि रंग के कपड़े पहने, ईद सेलिब्रेट करें या ना करें, because the head of the house is missing for 15 years.
सर, मारंग बलोच ने गलत क्या करा? मुझे पता कि समझ में नहीं आया.
Again, they don't know how to tackle it. They do not know how to tackle a person who is asking for their rights under the constitution. A civil rights movement, they find very scary. They can't handle it.
That is unknown territory for the army.
हाँ. Because they are used to कि हथौड़े से मारो. अच्छा, Imran Baloch said a very interesting thing which I found was fascinating. She said, हमें कितना डराओगे? हमारे fathers are missing, brothers are missing, sons are missing. और आप कितना धमकाओगे? क्या धमकाओगे? हम इसको उठा लेंगे, वो तो है ही नहीं, वो तो पहले ही जा चुका है. So you see, this Baloch civil rights movement is now being led by women. Marang Baloch has become the recognizable face even internationally. The Time magazine is the latest. She's among the top 100 influencers in
the world. Yes, sir.
So they have come into their own because the male population is reducing. Any male who comes into one of these demonstrations is picked up and killed. Women have come to the forefront. Very gutsy, very articulate. And as they say, that inaction is not an option for us. आपने बात की थी कि Baloch youth feel their backs to the wall. They have been pushed to the backs to the wall. When Marang Baloch came in December in Islamabad, the way she was treated.
मुझे लॉजिक ही समझ में नहीं आया सर. रात को आप ठंडा पानी डाल रहे हैं बच्चों के ऊपर,
उनको जेल ले जा रहे हैं.
उनको जेल क्यों? Let them protest. क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है?
And the police said we are deporting them back to Balochistan. So Mehrang Baloch said, are we foreigners?
Deporting them.
You are deporting us. We are Pakistanis.
Yes.
आप हमें डिपोर्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं? पंजाबी थानेदार को you know क्या कर? They think वो तो है ही नहीं. They're not even human.
Sir, very. Sir, if we talk about Balochistan, so we have to talk about CPEC. On, off. 10 साल से ज़्यादा हो गए CPEC को. It's been more than 10 years now.
Yeah.
And China says that we have invested more than $65 billion in CPEC. First of all, I spoke to many Pakistanis and I said $65 billion is not, it's not peanuts. It's a significant investment. And it's not seen. मेरा पहला सवाल है पैसा गया कहाँ? क्योंकि हाँ, चाइनीज ने रोड्स बनाई हैं, अच्छी रोड्स बनाई हैं, एयरपोर्ट्स बनाए हैं. This is not to dispute that the Chinese have not done anything in CPEC, but it's not $65 billion. That is number one, sir. And
I'll just answer this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, that was a initial commitment that we'll invest up that much.
Jay.
On the ground, about 23-24 billion have come, only that much, and put into power plants, roads, infrastructure, and all that. Rest of the money the Chinese have withheld because ये तो gadda hai.
Sure.
You can keep throwing money, none of it is going to come out. You see, now the accumulated debt of these power plants.
Sure.
Power plants was set up with such high rate of return and sovereign guarantees, it comes to about 21-22% rate of return.
Wow.
उनके पास कॉस्ट देने के लिए पैसे नहीं है पाकिस्तान में.
पर्सनल लोन से ज्यादा है सर.
उससे ज्यादा तो आपका इस पे इंटरेस्ट बन जाता है. So the power plants are shutting down. Interesting side just of the people in Pakistan have started putting solar panels. अब ये पावर प्लांट बना रहे हैं. And people, because it is guaranteed, cost is much less, and they sell back to the grid. So in large areas, even in rural areas, are going in for solar panels. All the investment that Pakistan and China have done in the power plants is gradually sinking down. The Chinese realize this. So the Chinese investment is said 62 billion, but अभी तक सिर्फ इतनी 23-24 की हुई है.
उसमें करप्शन भी बहुत हुआ है सर. It's leaking like a sieve, sir.
When you say 20-21%, तो kickback भी तो leadership को मिला होगा ना from the Chinese. And the Chinese are past masters in doing this.
Yes, sir. And it's not considered a major, मतलब वो करते हैं. It's business for them.
It's what's called money to ease. There is a particular term for this.
Convenience charges.
Convenience
charges. Yeah. So, CPEC was stopped by Imran Khan. Sir, he came to power and he said कि इसमें तो गड़बड़ है. A lot of people said a lot of things about Imran Khan. What is the reason? Who are the forces behind Imran Khan who is saying CPEC को बंद करो? Because Imran Khan apparently said that, I've gone through the documents and all, and this is scary. Which it would be to anybody, sir. I don't blame Imran Khan. Had I been in his position even, I would have been scared looking at CPEC documents because it is absolutely and totally one-sided. Now, the thing in Pakistan is that loan हम ले लेंगे, हम लंदन चले जाएंगे, हम दुबई चले जाएंगे, हमें थोड़ा ना रहना है पाकिस्तान में. हमारे बच्चे बाहर पढ़ेंगे, हमारे माँ बाप बाहर, हम बाहर, सब कुछ बाहर. The loan has to be repaid by the people of Pakistan. And they say that every Pakistani child who's born is, I think, 2.5-3 lakh rupees in debt on the day of his or her birth. Question is, sir, why did Imran Khan shut off CPEC? And abhi tak halka halka shuru hua hai, sir. It's not taking off like the Chinese wanted. Yeah. Why?
The reason is he's batting on his own. It's not that the army told him. He is batting on his own. So he had this commerce minister, some Dawood fellow, who was actually a businessman.
Sure.
So he understood, अरे ये contract कैसे हो सकता है? So he said, we will review all the contracts.
So
Chinese said, beta, ये नहीं होगा. There's no question of reviewing. As is, it'll stay. So then, this go slow started. Every 6 months, some Chinese will come to Pakistan, or a Pakistani leader goes to China, and they talk about CPEC 2, Iron Brothers, we are going full steam ahead, and this and that. कुछ नहीं हो रहा. It is just plateaued out. The reason that Imran Khan did, to the extent that he understood the intricacies of the financial system, he just decided कि भाई इसको मैं, और क्योंकि दूसरे वो नवाज शरीफ ने शुरू की थी, तो जो भी वो करेगा, I will be against it. So a lot of Chinese came, they met Bajwa, the army chief, met other people. What are you doing? This is a flagship project.
Belt and Road ka.
Gwadar is a flagship project.
Yes,
and
sir.
the personal, Xi Jinping has put his personal stakes in this. What are you people doing? Then the Chinese realized कि ये तो भुखमंगे हैं, तो will not be even to repay.
So
now
then
the Chinese banks are screaming कि हमारे पास वापस करो.
But sir, Chinese को पहले realize नहीं हुआ before they invested because Pakistan has never repaid anybody, sir, in living memory. I mean, ये 24वीं बार और IMF के पास जा रहे हैं. So they are professionals at it. ये मांगने में तो professional लोग हैं. अब
But China had different ideas also.
Okay.
You see, the Chinese relationship with Pakistan of the 60s, very strong political content, very strong military component. What was lacking was the economic
yes, sir.
content. So they said, चलो, we'll do this, we'll help Pakistan build infrastructure. हमें भी advantage मिलेगा ग्वादर का especially. Because Gwadar, where the Chinese ultimately hope that their ships and submarines will come. So they'll keep a bird's eye view on the entire
Arabian Sea area.
Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and at the mouth, sitting at the mouth of the Persian Gulf. That was the idea. Likewise, Gwadar Airport, it's one of the largest airports in terms of area in the world. You know, even it matches Atlanta and London, where aircraft is landing or taking off every minute. यहाँ आपके हफ्ते में 2 aircraft आते होंगे. It's like Humble Tota. This is how the Chinese go, you know. They go to a country which is poor, can't build infrastructure, they build them a white elephant.
What you need is an international airport of $3 billion.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
और हम्बन टोटा पोर्ट देखो.
हाँ सर, हरमन टोटा में एयरपोर्ट बनाया सर उन लोगों ने. इनॉग्रेट जिस दिन फीता काटा था उस दिन फ्लाइट आई वहां पे. उसके बाद इतने साल हो गए एक फ्लाइट नहीं आई वहां पे.
वहां तो लोगों को पकड़ कर देर टेकिंग देम इन कंटेनर्स इन हम्बन टोटा के बीच. इट शुड शो समथिंग. सो व्हेन द श्रीलंकन्स कुडंट रीपे द लोन, फाइन, नो प्रॉब्लम, ये हमें 99 ईयर लीज पे दे दो. सो हम्बन टोटा पोर्ट वाज गिवन टू द चाइनीज. अब दिस इज गोइंग टू बी नॉट अनदर हांगकांग फॉर श्रीलंका. दिस इज द चाइनीज विल लोकेट इट. दे वांट अ सिमिलर थिंग विद ग्वादर पाकिस्तान के लिए. Now the other aspect is because Chinese have been attacked, people have died. China is now pressing Pakistan that you allow our security forces to protect the Chinese. They may not come wearing arms or in uniform. They'll be civil contractors. अब इस पे तो फिर
like something like a Chinese Wagner, sir.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. So Pakis have not succumbed to it yet.
Sure. But they will.
If it continues, you see, Pakistan ka biggest economic problem is the debt. We have to repay $100 billion in the next 3 years.
Yes, sir.
अभी जो उनके 9 बिलियन रिजर्व्स है, ये उनके नहीं है.
हाँ सर, वो तो वो मांगे तांगे कहते रहिए.
सऊदी अरेबिया, यूएई या चाइना ने सेफ डिपॉजिट रखा है.
Correct, sir. It's not theirs.
Because their exports are not doing well. Remittances keep going up and down. So remittances is the one bright spark for Pakistan. But 100 billion. How are they going to repay this? The Chinese will say, no, don't worry. We'll roll over. भाई साहब, ये ग्वादर को जो उधर था, अब इधर कर दें.
यहाँ पे सर जरदारी साहब के प्रेसिडेंशियल पैलेस में दे आर सेइंग कि सबको ही आ जाओ, ऑल पार्टी मीट करेंगे एंड वी हैव टू डिस्कस दिस वेरी सीरियस इशू ऑफ पैलेस्टीन. एंड आई वाज स्पीकिंग टू अ पाकिस्तानी yesterday. I said, यार तुम लोग, आर यू गाइज नॉर्मल? तुम लोग सब ठीक ठाक हो? कह रहा क्या हुआ मेजर साहब? I said, यार लिसन, your country is bleeding. They killed a lieutenant colonel साहब, so they killed 6 people in North Waziristan में या South Waziristan में ऑपरेशन हुआ. वहां पे that person died. Chinese are getting killed. You have debt which you cannot repay. Your country is in the midst of a massive political turmoil. Sir, PTI वाले सड़क पे they're carrying weapons on the streets of Islamabad. और डी चौक पे डॉक्टर जयशंकर को कह रहे तुम आके हमें एड्रेस करो. एंड पैलेस्टीन कहां से आ गया बीच में? नो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. ये माइंडसेट है सर कि कहीं ना कहीं आलम इस्लाम के लीडर हैं.
And at a time when MBS himself had said, I'm not bothered about Palestine.
Sure.
I mean, who was the sort of spiritual head of the Muslim Ummah?
Oh, sir.
He said, what Palestine? But the last person alive standing for Palestine will not be a Palestinian, will be a Pakistani.
Sir. Like there is a joke, sir, that we will fight for Kashmir till the last drop of Kashmiri blood. Not Lahori blood, sir. Last drop of Kashmiri blood. Tum jao, tum maro, tum lado. So that is what they're doing. I wanted to know about this, sir. We'll just delve further into CPEC. आपको क्या लगता है CPEC का future क्या है, sir? Do you think that it will keep on meandering like this? Because the Pakistanis now realize there was this euphoria regarding CPEC, sir, एक ज़माने में कि you know दूध और शहद के नहरे बजेंगे, गेम चेंजर है, इंडिया वाले पाकिस्तान का वो करेंगे और गोरे आके लाइन में लगेंगे and they will want to become citizens of Pakistan. Now all that rhetoric has stopped suddenly.
Because Pakistanis also realize
sir,
कि इसकी जो टर्म्स हैं, जो नेगोशिएट की गई हैं, एंड चाइना डजंट रीनेगोशिएट. जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में लिखा है वो, very soon you don't know, they may also drag Pakistan to the International Arbitration Court, like the Iranians have done for this Sandik.
For the pipelines.
For Rekodik.
The $18 billion they said कि तुम पैसा.
So fine हो गया, because when this agreement was signed, when Zardari was there, $1 million fine every day if they don't lift the gas. 1 million. अब वो बढ़ करके 18 billion हो गया. Iran said we are going because we have built our part. हमारा waste हो गया. We are not able to utilize that gas. How can you do this? It's an international agreement.
And these are sovereign guarantees. मतलब you have to.
You have to. So what they have done is they built a small pipeline from the Iranian border to Gwadar. He's saying कि देखो हम हमारी तो pipeline तो बन गई. और कहाँ बनेगी? अब तो American sanctions will kick in.
Sir.
If you start gas.
Sir.
So, Pakis are convinced. Nothing is going to come out of it. Chinese are convinced.
Sir.
अब क्योंकि आपने इतना इन्वेस्ट ऑलरेडी कर दिया है, how do you extricate yourself? तो ये ऐसे ही चलेगा. There will be big noises. CPEC 2, this ML1 from Peshawar to Karachi, ये होने वाला है. उसके बाद हमारे पास ये स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स होंगे.
तेल निकल जाएगा.
हाँ,
गैस निकल जाएगी.
कुछ नहीं.
फिर सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Sir, General Asim Munir, now he's a different kettle of fish from General Qamar Javed Bajwa. General Qamar Javed Bajwa बोलते भी थे, मीडिया को भी एड्रेस करते थे. This man, former chief of MI, former chief of ISI, he doesn't speak very much. जाते हैं पब्लिक गैदरिंग, ऐसी बात नहीं है. एंड ये हाफिज कुरान भी हैं और he's everything, he's religiously also qualified. और जो सडनली टारगेट बना हुआ था कमर जावेद बाजवा के बैक पे, that does not seem to be, because he is not there. How is he dealing with this current political crisis in Pakistan? PTI loggerheads मर जाएंगे, कट जाएंगे, ये सब, all this is happening, sir. And the army chief of Pakistan does not talk about what ails Pakistan, but he'll talk about the economic condition and हमें ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए. How do you read General Asim Munir? I want a reading of the man, sir.
The basic issue क्या है आसिम मुनीर का, कि that Imran Khan should not be out of jail, should not come back into politics, and certainly never become the Prime Minister. The day Imran Khan does that, Asim Munir is out. So the entire policy of the army, and wow, it has been sold to the army, the May 9th 23 incidents. You see, that gives such a blow to the army that they still have not recovered or regained that aura and charisma that the Pakistan army has always had. कि आपके फौजी इंस्टॉलेशंस में लोगों ने घुस के कोर कमांडर के घर में जाके वहाँ से चिकन खाया, स्ट्रॉबेरीज या, so that humiliation. And this is in Punjab, this is heart of Pakistan, and Lahore, which is the heart of Punjab. So, you know, heart of Pakistan and heart of Punjab.
Yes, sir.
So, army will never forgive. Martyrs Memorial they destroyed.
Had this happened in Quetta or in let us say Peshawar, वो आया गया हो जाता. Lahore hurts.
Yeah.
Lahore का दर्द है, sir.
77 में when there was this PNA movement against Bhutto,
Sir.
and there was a crowd of protesters, 3 brigadiers, one after the other, refused to open fire on the crowd because it was the Punjabi army and Punjabis protesting. 3 brigadiers were court-martialed. And during inquiries, they found that about 15-20 shells they discovered, only one person was hurt. That means they were firing in the air. And for an army never fires in the air.
Yes, sir.
You shoot to kill, or at least maim seriously.
Sir.
So that's the when Zia realized ये तो army का discipline जा रहा है. So same thing now. Asim Munir knows that he has reasserted control, but that aura and charisma seriously eroded, and all because of Imran Khan. So Asim Munir, his corps commanders and the top leadership, formation commanders, will never forgive Imran Khan for this.
He's hurt the image of the Pakistan army.
Yes.
And
charisma. See, I'll read out a very interesting quotation to you.
Sir.
There was a Major General Sher Ali Khan Pataudi. He told General Yahya Khan in 1969.
Any relation to R. Pataudi, sir?
Sure, connection तो होगा.
Sir.
the army's ability to rule lay in its being perceived by the people as a mythical entity, a magical force that would succor them in times of need when all else failed. The army was the final guarantor of Pakistan and its well-being. यहाँ तो आर्मी अपने आप को गारंटी नहीं ले सकती, पाकिस्तानियों को क्या लेगी? So this is the very, all army generals, this is the cornerstone, this is the philosophical.
Sir, how can a human being say this? They think they're God or something like that.
Another example of how they think they are God. In 1952, 5 years after Pakistan was created, Ayub Khan, who was army chief, sent a message to the DA in Washington for procuring arms. He said, you have to deal directly with the Pentagon. Don't involve the ambassador and the foreign office because they cannot be trusted with such sensitive matters of state. 5 साल के बाद, after that, this was the writing on the wall for them. We cannot trust these bloody civilians. Asim Munir is following the same tradition. He's happy with the present government because they're spineless.
No, वो वैसे भी शहबाज शरीफ तो कुछ नहीं बोलता सर, क्या बोले?
Imran Khan is the danger because he's developed into a cult figure. और Imran Khan की ego, वो तो अपने आप को, he thinks that next to God, he is man. Not only for Pakistan, but for the entire Ummah. So you can't deal with a person who's such a megalomaniac. You have to take him off the scene.
Achha, everybody in Pakistan is a dictator in uniform or out of uniform, sir. When Nawaz Sharif was Nawaz Sharif ने अपने गुंडे बेच के Supreme Court में judges को पिटवा दिया sir. Civilian prime minister.
He wanted to become Amirul Mu'mineen.
Amirul Mu'mineen.
There was this thing.
The commander of the faithful.
The Sharia bill was introduced as a private member's bill.
Sir.
In part of that, Nawaz Sharif said, "This is a bड़ी अच्छी चीज़ है. I'll be Amirul Mu'mineen."
लगाओ Sharia.
So everybody, you're right. Everybody wants to be that I'm a dictator and मैं set कर सकता हूँ.
Achha. Last question, sir. How do you see this Pakistan politics going forward? क्या इमरान खान, क्योंकि एक के बाद एक they are filing FIRs against Imran Khan, FIR file हो रहे हैं, ये केस हो रहा है, एक केस में बरी, दूसरा केस, दूसरे में बरी, तीसरा, और ये चलता है. There are more than 100 FIRs filed against Imran Khan. Do you see Imran Khan coming out of jail till the time Asim Munir is the army chief, and once Asim Munir relinquishes charge? ये भी हो सकता है कि 3 साल का एक्सटेंशन उसको मिल जाए सर. ये भी हो सकता है. शहबाज शरीफ कर देगा, बोलेगा सर आप लीजिए, you're welcome. Will Asim Munir ensure that the next person who takes over is somebody trusted by him who has the same ideological leanings like Asim Munir? Keep Imran Khan in jail and keep PTI on the tenterhook, sir.
Short answer is no. Imran Khan is not coming out.
No,
he won't come out. And Asim Munir is not looking at his successor right now. वो तो 3 years more after.
हाँ तो
वो तो उसके बारे में सोच रहा है.
He's a Pakistani army officer, sir. Of course.
उसके बाद वो देखेगा. So I don't see. Imran Khan को जिम दिया हुआ है जेल के अंदर. वो देसी मुर्गे खा रहा है. That's a. I think he should be very thankful.
एसी लगा रखा है सर उसका. वहाँ से ट्वीट करवाता है सर. Press conferences हो रही हैं उसकी remotely.
Yeah.
So he's
and the judges give him a great deal of respect. So the fear of the government and the army is that when Qazi Faiz Isa, who's the current Chief Justice, retires on 25th, the new Chief Justice, Mansoor Ali Shah, he is pro-Imran Khan. Some of the judgments that he has done, including the majority judgment on the reserved seats cases, show that his leaning is towards Imran Khan.
Sir.
Shehbaz Sharif and the army are very skeptical of Mansoor Ali Shah, the new Chief Justice.
Manage हो जाएगा सर Chief Justice.
उसी के पीछे तो ये constitutional amendment ला रहे हैं.
Sir.
Constitutional amendment setting up a separate federal constitutional court, which will take away all the powers of the Supreme Court, original jurisdiction, appeals, all matters related to fundamental rights and states will be dealt with now in the Federal Constitution Court. So Mansoor Ali Shah will be left, twiddling his thumbs. उसके पास कुछ आएगा ही नहीं. Second, they're increasing the age of the judges to 68. So Isa, as Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, has another 3 years. So a lot of manipulating and maneuvering is going on with this objective. Last month, they tried to push through the bill. Maulana said no. He has 8 MNAs and 5 senators, which will be required to get the 2/3 majority to pass this bill. Maulana said मैं नहीं करता.
Maulana डीजल अपना सर.
हाँ, फर्स्ट डोरे वन.
डीजल ने मना कर दिया.
डीजल ने मना कर दिया. Because these guys are so ham-handed. किसी को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक्ट लाने वाले हैं, nobody knows what is it. आप कैबिनेट में डिस्कस करो, अब ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज को बताओ जो आपके एलाइज हैं कि दिस इज व्हाट द बिल एक्चुअली सेज.
इतना नहीं सर,
It has not been published and there are about 4-5 versions of the bill. किसी को ये दिखा दिया, किसी को वो दिखा दिया. Come on. So now, why there is some light that this thing will go through, because the Supreme Court reversed the decision of the former Supreme Court. July की judgment थी, allotting the seats of the PTI independents. They had become members of this Sunni Ittihad Council. They said these are actually PTI. So PTI will come into the National Assembly with 80 MNAs as PTI MNAs.
Sir.
Not as independents or not as members of the SIC.
Proper as PTI MNAs.
As PTI. Therefore, they will get the reserved seats. So the government, which was hoping to get a 2/3 majority from these reserved seats, nahi jayega. They won't be able to do it. Therefore, this reversal judgment was very good. Was good for the government. And Qazi Faiz Isa played ball. Because he sidelined Mansoor Ali Shah and the number 3 senior most judge, got 2 of his own, and they rescinded that order.
Now they have a parallel court.
Yeah. Parallel, Supreme Court will become toothless.
Wow.
There's a hierarchy now. First you have District Court, High Court, Supreme Court, Federal Constitutional Court. So these are all the games being played.
They'll go to any extent to latch on to power, sir. कुर्सी नहीं छोड़नी. There's this Mughal saying, sir, takhta takhta.
Yeah.
I think it applies to Pakistan very well, sir.
Yeah, and especially when Fauj and Asim. See, Asim Munir's panga with Imran Khan started when he was DG ISI.
Sir.
He went to Imran Khan very innocently.
Sir.
They're saying the amount of corruption which is happening by your wife.
Bushra Bibi.
हाँ, Bushra Bibi. जनाब कुछ तो करो.
कुछ तो करो, ये ज़्यादा हो रहा है.
Imran Khan said, अच्छा, मैं दिखाता हूँ. He got him rid of and brought in Faiz Hamid. Asim Munir has not forgotten that.
It's a humiliation, sir. DG ISI is not a small person.
Yeah.
छोटा आदमी नहीं है, but it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And then public sacking. And General Bajwa played ball, sir. उस समय इमरान खान को mollycoddle कर रही थी establishment.
क्योंकि वही लाए थे ना.
वही लाए थे. अब you can't let go of a person. Sir, it's well, let's see, sir. It's always interesting. I always tell my people, जो भी सुनता है, मेरे दोस्त हैं, जो भी सबको बोलता हूँ भाई कि Netflix, Amazon Prime छोड़ो. फॉलो पाकिस्तान, एंटरटेनमेंट यहीं पे है, यहीं पे. इससे बड़ी एंटरटेनमेंट का चैनल.
So many people on YouTube, so many पाक commentators. बड़ा मजा आता है, सुकून मिलता है उन्हें. Right. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. It was wonderful, sir, and what a lovely conversation. I have not enjoyed myself so much for, a very long time, sir, because this is a topic that is very close to my heart. हम daily यही करते हैं, we study about Pakistan and all that. Viewers, with Mr. Tilak Devasher, हमने बात करी पाकिस्तान की. We spoke about the constitutional crisis, the political crisis, the economic crisis, the diplomatic crisis, and crisis upon crisis upon crisis. Also spoke about Balochistan and why they are targeting the Chinese. I hope you liked this podcast. If you did, write in the comments section, and we'll be back again soon with another special guest. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir, and Jai Hind, sir. Thank you very much, Gaurav. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Sir.